Live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to WAVE3 Listens Live. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. As you can see this morning, we are out on the road live today. We're at Goss Avenue Antiques and Interiors, and this place is astounding. If you see me and my eyes are wandering around here this morning, it's simply because of the fact that there's just so much to see. I mean, it is absolutely unbelievable. I have been here many times before, but I haven't been here recently, and the change in this place is, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You've got to come down here because it's a completely different, absolutely turned around place. It is absolutely fabulous. So there's your invitation. It's located at 946 Goss Avenue, so just in case you don't know where it is, you need to get yourself down here, okay? And to talk about all the things going on here at Goss Avenue Antiques and Interiors, we've got Heather French-Henry and Barry Uli, and you guys have been on the show before, mostly in the studio though, so it's nice to actually be here and see all this incredible stuff.
You know, just on the way in this morning, I already spotted a few items that I hadn't seen just last week because, of course, I'm here quite frequently trying to fill some of the projects that we do. And it's amazing what you can find. And what's great about the dealers here at Goss Avenue Antiques and Interiors is they're always in here sort of changing up their booth. I know Barry, when you go to the booth spaces that he sets up, it's almost like you just want to say, okay, I'll take this entire setup and just transport it to my house. It's so wonderful to be here.
Well, one of the things about coming to a place like this is being able to shamelessly steal ideas that, you know, I mean, obviously everybody's got a budget and everybody's, everybody talks about the economy and all of that, but you can come into a place like this, you will definitely be tempted to buy, right? But you can also get great ideas.
We work real hard to try to create, we want to inspire people like in the area that we have, and I think a lot of the other dealers also. So people have, it is a great place. It's become more designer-ish, you know, because people are really looking at creating more beautiful vignettes. And so, like, for example, all throughout, we've sort of set up our area, while it's heavily cluttered for a home environment, we have at least tried to give the basics of inspiration so people can get a general gist of an idea. And we have, in fact, had people buy entire room settings that we've put together, because my design staff that we all work, you know, they all work here and help me put it all together and all of those things. And so it's just a great place for inspiration for people.
And why argue with perfection? If you can buy the whole thing, just do it, right?
That's exactly right. You know, and what's even great is I know a lot of people think about Goss Avenue Antiques, but like Barry said, you know, part of the great idea of interior decorating is not just antiques, but throwing some of those modern pieces in. And you'll also find those little modern home accents here. And when you come in, you'll get a lot of great inspiration, but there's also jewelry. There's clothing items. I know that I've looked at a lot of antique clothing items here. You see this scarf that I have on today, and I'm looking right over at a booth across from us that has a whole entire section of scarves that are hanging there, so you just never know what you're going to find here, which is why you need to come at least once a week, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think so too. The other thing, I mean, you mentioned all the other accessories and jewelry and china, crystal, all of that stuff. I mean, if there's anything that you're looking for a gift, a special wedding gift, I mean, any of that kind of stuff.
And up in this contain, you know, the booths up front are all the jewelry cases and things. So I mean, you can come here. Quite honestly, if you need a gift, I buy almost everything here. I mean, I get gifts, jewelry, retro stuff, lamps, artwork, accessories. You know, the whole gamut, all the way down to greenery. You know, then the holidays are coming, so in our areas we're going to be doing, you know, have a custom floral area. We're going to be doing everything. Have live greenery, plants, all the stuff that you possibly need for the holiday. So, and then other dealers are doing the same thing, so it's really wonderful.
So it's a great way to go green, actually, when you talk about recycling in this environment that we live in, is that to take one of these pieces that's an antique or gently used, and sometimes the pieces have been made into different purposes from what their original purpose was, and what a great gift, a unique gift, something that your friends or your family are not going to find in someone else's store out there, a million of.
Okay. Well, and speaking of which, great segue there, Heather. We have a few items that had previous uses that we are going to show you today, and what we want you to do is see if you can guess what the antique is and and of course then there's all sorts of new uses for them. So everybody that calls in with a correct answer today, now you have to get a correct answer, you will receive a gift certificate to Olivia's restaurant. And of course Olivia's is a great, wonderful place to eat here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They've got some wonderful food. They've added some new items to their menu. So when you walk into the Goss Avenue Antiques and Interiors, Olivia's is right there. I know my husband and I, we come here, I said, I can't shop without eating. Sorry. So we always stop at Olivia's. Wonderful staff, wonderful chef.
My husband always tries to get me to spend more time eating so that I don't shop, Heather. So you mentioned just briefly the things that you're doing. So let's just talk just for a second, if you don't mind, about some of the things that you're doing personally.
Right. You know, we run and operate the Rosemary Clooney House Museum in Augusta, Kentucky, which this weekend is our big music festival, the Rosemary Clooney Music Festival. We've got Smokey Robinson coming in. So it's going to be a weekend-long festivities. We've got Beatlemania on Friday night, then Smokey on Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we're going to be dedicating yet another costume, a Vera Ellen costume from White Christmas. You know, the Christmas holidays are coming up, so we always love to donate a new costume. But what's great is we've purchased quite a few older buildings there that are in the stage of renovation, and we have really purchased a lot of items from here at Goss Avenue Antiques and Interiors to take to Augusta, because we want that look of sort of, what did you call it, like French country, where you've got the eclectic part of, you've got some antiques, but you've also made it livable with some newer items. So when you throw it together, because we've got a lot of people who are in need of renting apartments, we're also trying to revitalize the downtown with providing new stores to come into the downtown area in Augusta. If you've ever been to Augusta, it's only 1,500 people. So the downtown, I mean, there's no stoplight. It's a great day trip. It's like 2 hours away from here. It's got a ferry right on the riverbank. There's no flood walls. So 365 days a year, you are looking at one of the most beautiful sceneries in Kentucky. And the ferry can transport you across the river to Ohio. It's a magical little place. And it's where I caught my first fish when I grew up. You know.
There you go. Right. Always a story to something. Okay, so if you want to call in today, our telephone number, of course, 571-5263, 888-800-9283 is a toll-free number. When we come back, we'll show you an antique and see if you can guess what it is. And if you do, you're going to win a gift certificate to Olivia's. And Barry and probably will be able to answer a question or two if you've got a question about antiques or interiors. You can probably handle that, all right? So stay with us. We'll be right back with Listens Live.